Today we have the pleasure of looking at Unity of Command 2, a World War II turn-based tactical strategy game that, in my opinion, is quite fun. Now, I've played a lot of Unity of Command 1 and probably one of my favorite World War II games out there. We're going to jump into 2 and kind of see what it has to offer. As you can see here, there are a ton of different test plays here. For different battles, 4th Cassino, Advance to Antwerp, the Gothic Line, Operation Husky, etc. Just a lot to do here, which I think is great. I'm not sure if there's going to be more added, as we are in early access right now, but I would assume there probably is. Now, there's also a tutorial. I highly recommend taking a look at that. I'm probably going to have to give it another rundown. But what I'm going to do for this first battle is we're going to go ahead and jump into 4th Cassino and see how it goes. Since their first attacks on the Gustav Line 6 months ago, Allied forces have made little headway. In that time period, 2 further attempts at taking Monte Cassino have failed. This will be the 4th. Meanwhile, the initially precarious situation at Anzio has been stabilized by bringing more than 7 divisions worth of troops. So this is only 6 turns, and that's one thing I love about Unity of Command. You know, some of them are quite long, some of them are quite short, and it really gives you an opportunity to sort of test them out, and if you're in a rush, maybe just play something a little bit faster. So let's jump into the normal game. Gotta go for normal, not easy, right? Just wouldn't be fair. And see exactly what the game has to offer here. Alright, first of all, really, really beautiful visuals. For those of you that have played the first one, let me know in the comments down below if you think this is better or worse. What do you think? I think it's absolutely beautiful. You can see us here on the beaches of Italy, trying to push inwards and try and take Rome, of course, the capital, and also try and destroy all of these units in our way. Let's go ahead and just look at all the different abilities here. We've got a pontoon bridge building. We've got the ability to destroy bridges. We've even got the ability to entrench our position. Just really, really fascinating how they have gone to all this effort just to add these additional things, which are quite cool, to be honest with you. Now, once we're actually through with the setup phase, we just want to go ahead, end the turn, and this essentially will begin the game. Sometimes in the setup phase, you can actually add additional units to your troops, additional bonuses, things like this, but currently we don't have that. However, we do have airstrikes, which we're going to use. And one thing about Unity of Command that I absolutely love over a lot of other strategy games is they put a huge emphasis on the supply line. So you can see this supply line is pretty much feeding all of the Germans at the Germans and Italians at Monte Cassino. We do have some Italian troops right there. No, they're German Fallschirmjägers, actually. And also, they're also getting some supplies from the city of Rome over here. What we want to try to do is break through over there. So I'm going to call in an airstrike. I'm thinking on the SDKFC here. Beautiful. Did a little bit of damage. You can see them lose a tick there. We're absolutely going to attack with our tank. Probably able to... Oh my goodness. So if you saw there, and I was thinking it was the opposite, but the odds were 2-0. And in this case, it looks like it was 2-0 in favor of the enemy. Let's see if we can flip units. I think we can. So we were able to flip units in the last iteration of Unity of Command. Maybe not. Then again, I don't really want to go charging into an enemy SDKFC with our infantry. Maybe we just do some standard attack. Nice. We did breach the enemy unit. That is a start. I'm going to move these guys out of the way. And oh boy, there's a big boy here. German Panzer waiting for us. We're going to make the best of it, though. We're going to keep on pushing. 3-0. So we would lose 3. They would only lose 1. No. We want to keep on attacking the weak point, the soft spot here, which is going to be that unit right there. I'm also going to take my tank, move him out of the way temporarily, so that we give a chance for the 5th British Indian Division to go ahead and attack as well. So finally, we did grab one of the units. What we should have done is waited with the tank. We can push forward here, but I'd rather not, because we need to defend our own fuel, as a matter of fact. Let's go ahead and maybe hit these guys right here on the road to Rome. And now, of course, we'll decide what to do with the rest of our troops over here. I'm actually thinking we can push through. Let's do that. We took prisoners. So that is really cool and very new, the ability to take prisoners in-game. I like it. I like it a lot. I think we could actually do tremendous damage to this unit and keep on pushing, hopefully through to the road. Let's go for it. And destroyed another group of Germans. But what are we going to do about those tanks, guys? I don't know. Got some free French mountaineers here also represented. How cool is that? But again, we're still looking for the weak point. We're looking for the weakest point to hit. I don't have any artillery, or else I would be using that. So we're going to send the Free French. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's wait a little bit, guys. Take a look here at our British armor. And this is actually Polish armor division. I love how they represent all of the different units in the game, all of the different armies in the game. The problem is, of course, with all the mountains in the way, it's tough to get a good position with our tanks. It really is. So we need to try to go elsewhere to break through. And what about the Indian infantry? They've done very well against the Germans in other parts of the battle. But of course, we are going to have to take losses if we want to break through. And right now, it doesn't look like any attack would be good because we're actually attacking pretty much up a mountain. So do we have to maybe get these guys out of here and move in some tanks? That is a possibility. Let's bring the tanks forward and see if they can change our luck, or if there's not much they can do here. Yeah, again, the tanks also wouldn't do well. I think what we're going to have to do is eventually move the tanks over here where the infantry is. For now, we will go ahead and try to soften up this unit. We'll bring in some reinforcements as well. The problem is that this area doesn't actually lead to that supply drop area, the supply point that I really want to get to. So I'm not sure how effective it's going to be. Here we go. Even the tank is not going to be able to totally break them, but hopefully with one more attack from another one of our units here, let's bring in another group of the Free French. I'm sure they want some vengeance. And that should destroy the enemy. Not quite. We need to actually take them as prisoners now. So this is, of course, another interesting addition to the game. This tank is not in the best shape. It's only got 4 ticks, but I'll move them up, and that will be enough to breach the enemy unit. At this point, we just hope that next turn we can engage the SDKFC with our tank. Loving it so far. Obviously, the Monte Cassino battle is a tough one, because again, over here, I'm just not sure what to do. Charging uphill would be absolute death. They're dug in. They have a dug-in bonus, and they have a mountain bonus, if you look there on the right side. All right, folks, end the turn. Hope for the best. Another great thing about the game is the weather can change quite quickly. I don't think we're going to have many weather issues here in Italy, but in other parts of the world that actually could occur. So they're pulling back. A lot of them are pulling back here, leaving the road to Monte Cassino open, from what I can tell. And what we're going to try to do is just get on through there, cut off their fuel, and that way all of the units at Monte Cassino will be without ammunition, without gasoline. Should be a lot easier to break through that mountain passage. So I also want to get the infantry division out of the way here. They're going to be a problem, but I also really want to get to that road. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep moving, see what we've got ahead of us. Yeah, SDKFC, we're not going to be able to do much to them, but look at this. We can actually do a lot of damage to this infantry division. Let's go for it. 2 KIA, they have retreated, and we're that much closer to our objective, but we do want to put the hurt on this guy right here. Now, ideally, I'd get this tank all the way through over here, but I still haven't figured out this switch thing, and maybe you can't actually switch once the actual unit has moved his full movement range. So what I'll do is I'll at least assist against this infantry division. We have breach, so that was actually a very effective attack, and we can continue forward here, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Push our tank forward, take some prisoners. Let's keep on attacking. Lay down your arms, Jerry. Beautiful. Some more prisoners, guys. Just beautiful. And I'm going to bring these guys over here from the 34th U.S. Infantry Division to start heading towards Rome, hopefully. But as you can see, on most of these attacks, we would have quite a few losses, so we want to be careful. We also have that air support. That's right. So let's use some air support here. Where do we want to use it? You know, maybe we can use it against Monte Cassino. I want to see first how our tanks are going to perform against their SDKFC. Not as well as I'd hoped. What about Monte Maggio? So this also shows you the ranking, and that's elite infantry we've got right there. I'm guessing they're going to be a lot tougher to destroy, and sure enough, as you can see, an attack would be brutal for us. But what if we just keep attacking the Gavasiega division on top of Monte Cassino and eventually take it, or even the Fallschirmjägers at Cassino? No, I think we either have to go for Monte Maggio or we have to go for this area here, but there's a river blocking this area. Montemegio has to be the only place to go. So we're going to drop some bombs right there. Didn't even affect him. Did not even affect that unit at all. We are going to take some losses. We're going to launch the attack. And what I'll do is take the Indian infantry and move them out of the way. Unfortunately, to move them out of the way, we're going to have to move this infantry somewhere else. Or one of these other units. Let's push the tank over here. We definitely want to defend that that actual oil area. We don't want to lose it. So we'll take the Indian division. We're going to have to move this tank up here as well. Or we can continue an attack, but it wouldn't be very effective. So many options, so many decisions. Let's try this. And once again, no, not going to do very well against that unit. So I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to attack if I know I'm going to be destroyed. That's a bit pointless. However, we will start attacking the SDKFC here. And it seems to be pretty even on both sides in terms of that particular vehicle. Definitely don't want to attack over here. That would be suicide. Absolute suicide. It's really almost up to these units right here. They're our most important units. They need to be the ones to actually break through. And as you can see, Monte Cassino, you know what? I'm going to keep hitting it, guys. We need to take it eventually, and we could actually somewhat damage that unit. If you can see, we could cause some losses, 1 KIA. Even if it takes us a really long time, it might be worth it. So I'm going to keep attacking. Now here, maybe it's not worth it because we would lose an entire unit. But I'll start bringing the guys that are in better shape forward. We'll also go ahead and bring up things like tanks if we can. But I think here it's really more important to have just infantry operating in this area. Nobody can get to that location this turn, but next turn, I think we know exactly where we want to attack. Let me also push my tank back. It's not going to do us much good here. We're going to need to use the infantry. And we're ready for next turn. All right, folks. Be gentle with us, Deutschland, please. So they're definitely making that break for Rome. They're absolutely engineering. Wow, so they're actually getting support, engineering support, things like this. I guess they're probably bringing some additional points to their actual units. But guess what, folks? We got what we wanted, and that was to cut off the road to Monte Cassino. So I am going to push forward here. This area is ours. But what we really want to do is take Route 6. And sure enough, we've got an enemy Panzer right there. Perfect time to use the bomber. Get rid of these tanks. Good hit. A little bit of suppression. Suppression is also a very important part of this game. Beautiful, beautiful. I think we can even push through here. Let's go for it, guys. Why stop now? Overrun, absolutely wonderful, and I think we can actually completely finish off the enemy tank, if not badly damage it, and he is badly damaged. Let's fill up that gap and just hold our position. Again, we're not going to win any direct contact with the enemy. I'm going to use our recon just to see if there's anything behind the casino. Don't think so. We do have a few units back here, as you can see, defending Rome. A lot of units defending Rome. Love to send more guys there to help, but we're not in that position. Let's wipe out that German unit completely, get them off the map, and continue attacking the SDKFC here. We might have to switch out tanks here. We suppressed them very well. So I'm going to pull this tank group out. I'm going to grab the British Armored Division. Excellent attack there. I wish we could get one more. Oh, I think we might be able to, folks. We'll bring in the Polish Armored. Oh, no, it's going to be a little too far for the Polish Armored, unfortunately. What about just one of these standard U.S. infantry divisions? Yeah, guys, we can move through. Put some prisoners as well. And finishing off the remnants of the SDKFC there at the harbor. Absolutely wonderful. But how are the Germans looking? Now you can see there that they are finally cut off. It's going to take a while though for that to fully take effect. You know, it's not like they run out of supplies on day one. It does take a little bit of time. So for now, I'm just going to watch them from the hill here. The tank is not going to allow them to retake the road. If if everything goes as planned, of course. But I think we need to keep on being aggressive against the Monte Cassino area, even if it means losing troops. We must take it. Although here, it would be pointless because we wouldn't do any damage, and we wouldn't do any damage there as well. So that's too bad. For now, nobody's going to attack the Monte Cassino area. Again, if we're not going to get any casualties on the enemy, what's the point? Maybe it's time to bring in the tank. Nope, they'd still hold on and do pretty well, believe it or not. So I think it is going to be completely up to these units to open up the road to Monte Cassino. It wouldn't even necessarily bring us a suppression. That's the problem. If it would bring us a suppression, I would actually consider the attack. All right, folks, that's going to be it for this turn. Let's hope that that road we cut off holds on. But I think, you know, there's only one turn left. 4 turns is pretty quick. Or was it 6? I believe it's only 9 turns. Okay, thank goodness. So we definitely have a chance to still break through. But the enemy also retook the road here, so they are getting those supplies again, and we've got to have a stronger position on the road. So I'm going to go right here. In other words, we're right there where the enemy is. No confusion to be had. And let's go ahead and just wipe out those Germans. I mean, I figured that any units that are already badly damaged, we might as well, you know, finish the job and get rid of them. As well as these units that are dug in defending Rome. So we're going to keep on charging. I might even pull back with this unit and bring him to this front. I think that's what I'm going to do. It also means that we get to take this area, which should help, I think, a little bit. Very even fighting over here on the road to Rome, known as Route 6. What can we do to help our boys? I think this guy, just this guy being cut off is going to cause enough damage, I'm hoping. Because as you can see, any attack would be suicidal. We're not looking for suicidal attacks. This is not when I play every other game. I'm actually trying to be a little more cautious. Alright, that's going to be it for now, folks. I think I will go ahead and end the turn. Make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Yeah, you know what? I would actually like to move one of these tanks forward. So that this invasion force for Rome has an armor division with them. Now the card deck, I believe we don't currently have any cards, but occasionally you'll get them. Very, very fascinating addition to the game, which gives you some special abilities, etc. I think I want to go for the SDKFC here. You know what? This will allow us to actually attack. I'll go for the attack. And just to cause multiple breaks on their road, so it's going to take them a lot to actually retake it, I'm also going to move forward. Now, this may put the 34th U.S. Infantry Division in a compromising situation, but I think this is the right action, the right move, as it were. Again, still no luck pushing through to Monte Cassino. That's not happening. Not until they get completely cut off from supplies. Well, we might as well keep pushing forward with the rest of the infantry. I'm not just going to leave everybody back here, so let's get across that bridge. So they did not retake the actual road this time, not fully, but they did force our poor tank unit back. I'm very happy that I brought this armor here. I want that SDKFC gone. Boom. And let's move up with the armor. Also cut off the rest of the infantry here on the bridge. I know we're going to take a loss, but this is worth it. And let's continue. Another attack on the SDKFC. We could damage them, but we'll take some losses as well. I think it's worth it. Ah, we just suppressed them. I thought we would definitely get a kill. I still think not the end of the world. And I'm going to keep hitting that SDKFC. Got a pretty good attack on it, attack vector on it. Is that a word? I think it is. Nice attack vector going, so... The problem here is losing 3 just to potentially get 1 enemy unit. Maybe not worth it. Now we could potentially really get rid of them, but once again, we're losing 3 men on that attack. And it's more than 3 men. Of course, these are just representations of entire groups. I think it's just a little bit too much. Now, as you can see, guys, what happens when somebody's completely out of supply? Look at these guys. They have nothing. They're cornered. They're breached. They can't escape. It's over for them. The war has ended for this unit. We're actually going to give the tank the glory of the victory here. And what I'm going to do is try and send an infantry unit onto that hill, but it looks like maybe unreachable right now. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do any damage this second. You know what we could potentially do, though? Yeah, we're going to move our Indian infantry. They've been holding this location so well this entire time. We'll put them over here, and we will push forward with these guys, although they're still not breaking. So I think what I'm going to do is just keep our unit there as that supply dwindles. And it will continue to dwindle, especially if we can make more, you know, pretty much more divots in the road here. If we could take more of the enemy's actual road location, that's going to work out very well for us. But it would be very nice to be able to keep on pushing. Let's see. Nope. Excuse me, guys. Not happening. Alright, you know what I will do? I'm going to bring this tank over here. So we've got our armor behind them, and we'll push the Free French forward. We can't forget we've also got this tank unit back here. It's just going to take a little while to bring him forward. And then he'll be right as rain. Well, there we go, guys. Let's hope that they remain out of supply. That would be in our best interest. I think if this is anything like Unity of Command 1, then you also get an opportunity to re-watch the game in real time. To see your replay in real time, essentially. I'm not sure if this also has that, but if it does, it's a really cool addition. Now look at that, guys. The supply on Monte Cassino is almost gone. The enemy has some road here, but it's, you know, they're not connected to Rome, so they're not actually getting any supplies whatsoever. Now we need to be ferocious and break through first to Cassino, the town, and then to Monte Cassino, the actual mountain or hill. It is really a hill, but for all intents and purposes, it's as big as a damn mountain. Here we go. Let's get the Free French. No, they can't move that far. We could move the tank in here, but see, the tank's not going to help us to take a hilly area. It just isn't. So I'm going to move over here. There we go. Cassino is ours, guys. 25 to prestige. Now we need to take Monte Cassino. The battle is not yet over, but as you can see, a lot of losses going up this hill. And honestly, there's really no way to avoid that. For any of you that have studied the invasion of Italy, it is brutal fighting. These are essentially, it's just a bunch of hills everywhere, a bunch of mountains everywhere. So we are going to lose some British guards attacking here, but I'm hoping it's for the good of the rest of the men. Move those British guards back, and I'm going to take the Polish infantry. We did actually suppress one. Oh, man, I really wish that we would be able to get one more attack. I don't think so, though. I know it's crazy to attack a hill with armor. Yeah, and we can't even get up on these mountains with armor, of course. So we'll just have to come back when we're better prepared. In fact, I'm going to get this armor out of here, and I'm going to take the British infantry, or in this case, the Free French, and start moving them to the front lines. We don't want to lose sight of the SDKFC over here. We've got a nice chance to wipe him out completely. Or we can also maybe drop another bomb on the Cassino area. But I think we'll just go for the SDKFC. Let's finish this thing off. Good work, men. Well done. That's it. And look at those supplies. They look ripe for the taking. Overrun. Supplies lost. At this point, we are mopping up anybody in our way. And as you can see, even though our Free French here are pretty badly beaten up, since the enemy is pretty much out of supply, as you can see, a lot of KIA on the enemy side, and we're going to fully take that road, along with some prisoners there. Beautiful. Are we going to be able to get to Rome? I don't know. You guys tell me. I am going to push this tank up as well. Doing pretty well against the enemy infantry there. But the question is, can we break through entirely? Yeah, actually, I think the tanks would be better suited going to Rome. And as you can see, we've got an enemy SDKFC waiting for us. But I'm actually right now more concerned with the enemy infantry. I want to keep them back. Also, we wouldn't do very well against an enemy SDKFC. You know, Unity of Command 2 really takes those things into account. When you're going into an urban area with tanks, it's usually not a good idea. You're not going to come out on top of that situation. So, if we are going to attack, we're probably going to need to use infantry, do it the old-fashioned way. So close to the end of the battle, folks. Tell me what you think is going to happen in the comments down below. Do you guys think we're going to win? Do you guys think we're going to lose? What do you think so far of our approach here? And they're doing a pretty brutal attack against our British tanks. Looks like a counterattack here from the Germans, for sure. That's a counterattack. But that tank is pretty weak. As you can see, they're really using only a few tanks. They're making it seem like they've got more when really they don't. So what we're going to do here is soften that vehicle up. He's actually going to retreat. We're actually going to focus fire on the SDKFC. And of course, we don't want to leave that area open. And look at that, we get a second attack. I did not know that. We get a second attack with the tank. Now, I could move into this area, but that's suicide next turn at least. So I'll just attack here. Retake the road. Beautiful. And we'll move these guys in, hopefully to finish off the enemy, not this turn, but next turn. The Fallschirmjägers would actually put up a pretty good fight right now, and I'd rather save the lives of our men. So come on, guys. This has got to be the coup de grace. This has got to be the final push to Monte Cassino. It's breached. It's going to be the British infantry that take the glory here, I believe. And there we go, guys. Monte Cassino is ours. At this point, we just keep pushing. I don't know why this unit has not run out of supplies. I think maybe they're standing on top of a supply depot. That would actually make sense. And we got to be careful because when we see the units with the red exclamation point, I believe, at least according to the last Unity of Command, this means that the enemy is out of supply, out of ammunition, etc. So they've been out of supply for 2 turns here. That's a problem. We've got to get them into a position where they can actually, you know, get consistent supplies during the battle. For these guys that are badly damaged, we'll keep them in the back. These mountains are pretty damn high. It's going to be tough to get through. We might just have to leave it. We have taken Cassino, at least. That's certainly a start. And I'm actually going to move these guys back, hoping that they'll be back in supply. I think over here they will be back in supply. Especially since we're on the road. We should have taken that area. That could have also caused us problems not having the port there. Alright, let's end it. Enemy's still holding out strong, I must say. Oh, has the enemy taken back Monte Cassino? Please say no. My goodness. My goodness. And this is turn 8 of 9, so we must take the area back. Yeah, look at that. Incredible. They went right into the town of Cassino. We've got to make them pay for that. So I know I'm going to have to use the airstrike. I don't think we're going to be able to take Rome. We're going to have to use the airstrike against Cassino. Nice. We actually suppressed very well. But we're going to... Yeah, we're not going to get any hits there on that attack. What if we move forward? We're just going to have to try for it, guys. Unbelievable. So even attacking downhill here from Monte Cassino, are we really not going to get any damage? That's amazing. Okay. An attack from here will do some suppression damage. We'll at least get them off Cassino itself, the actual hill, and I will take these guys, the Free French, and hope that they can just hold this location. I want to continue the attack against the enemy because I don't want them coming back and causing more damage. In fact, we'll even send our armor after them. Good job, boys. It's going to be a victory. Might as well keep cutting off the enemy. And, of course, I love that prisoner thing. Just able to capture some prisoners before the end of the battle. Again, I don't think we're going to take Roma. It's almost impossible. But we can at least free up this area to the north. Maybe take some additional prisoners. Maybe even cut off the supply route to Rome. Unfortunately, this turn, it seems like that would be very tough for us to manage. Yeah, even that final attack would be pretty brutal. What we are going to do is try to damage the enemy here. Who knows? Maybe we get an additional turn. So we are sending a lot of guys to their deaths against this enemy. We could wait, but I don't want him retaking the road. That would kind of be a nightmare scenario if the battle were to continue, of course. Alright, folks, I think that's going to be it. I've loved it so far. So much fun. I don't think we get a victory because we didn't take Rome, but just an enjoyable little fight, and certainly something you can save and come back to, which I think is great. Look at that. They just used one of the engineering abilities there to build some barbed wire around Rome. It looks like we do have a single turn left. A single turn to take Roma. Let's do what we can. So we're going to go ahead, obviously, bombard the city. Hopefully we don't hit the Colosseum or anything like that. Unfortunately, that didn't do even a little bit of damage. They're fine. I'm not going to attack. That would be a loss of men. And I think the Italians come out on top in this one, folks. First, let's, of course, overrun this area. Make sure we take all the prisoners. Glad we kept Monte Cassino, but we're going to need to bring in another general to secure Roma. Another thing I want to do is take the units at Monte Cassino, move forward. We'll capture those prisoners, but another reason is I wanted a unit in here that has ammunition. This unit is out of supply, and therefore, if they were to be overrun, the only thing they would have are their bayonets, pretty much. So they're not getting any supplies from Pescara, but Rome is still getting plenty of supplies from the north of Italy, Lombardy, etc. So I think they're going to be fine this particular campaign. Let's end the turn. And of course, this is the kind of game you certainly learn by doing. The more you play, the more you learn about the actual game itself. And I'm sure that's going to be the case here. 125 prestige points. Is it enough? It says primary objectives not taken, and that's an allied defeat. I'd like to see like a casualty screen at the end. That would be kind of cool. But nonetheless, a lot of fun. Almost like a World War II chess game. If you guys liked it, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and please do subscribe if you haven't already. We're a niche strategy game. We're one of the few channels that cover games like this, and it is tougher to find subscribers than, say, if we were playing Black Ops. So please do join us, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.